Welcome back, guys. This week is going to be fun. We're going to talk about the word should.
Should.
So this may be a shorter episode. I have learned in my coaching journey and learning from other coaches this really cool system. And basically, what I gleaned from it that's going to be helpful for you guys. Anytime we use the word should, I should have done this, right? She should have done that. Should sister is always going to be shame. I should have done that differently. That thought creates the emotion of shame within us, right? I failed, I did it wrong, I should have known better, right? All of these like sentences that create shame within us. So I like to tell my clients, like, anytime you're using should, you should always know that, here we go. It's a hard sentence to say. Anytime you use should, shame is going to follow.
Right. Yeah.
And so when you tell like Carmen, you should have done this, more than likely she's going to experience shame.
Right. Yeah. I don't remember where I heard this, but I feel like it was on anyhow. This lady was describing, and she was talking about should, and she would say to the audience, stop shoulding all over yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because oftentimes when you say you should, it's that like hindsight's 2020.
Yeah.
Right. It's that, oh yeah, sure, if I would have known that 10 minutes ago, a year ago, right, I may not have made the same choices.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So it creates this guilt. Let's see, I want to say is unnecessary, because what I like to share with folks is you made the decision at the time that needed to, that decision to be made with all the information that you had at that moment. Right. You made the best decision at that time.
Yep.
Right? Who knows what was going to happen in the future.
Right.
When the other pieces would have been put into your puzzle. Well, like, we don't have a crystal ball.
Right. Right.
But I feel like this idea of should comes from this, like, I don't know, place of like, not necessarily perfectionism, but like,
it comes out of like the primal brain's need to, it has this belief system that if it's hard on us, we'll be better.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you think about how discipline used to be. Like, parents believed if I did something wrong, you corrected me with discipline, i.e. punishment, a negative reinforcement,
right,
to get my behavior to change.
Right.
So my brain believes to get my behavior to change, I need a punishment. So I will judge myself, condemn myself, creating shame with the belief system that it's going to change me, so I will behave differently next time and not put us in that situation.
I see. Yeah. I don't think that's very effective.
It's not. I think it's not. Judging ourselves, condemning ourselves never changes our behavior patterns. It sends us down into a shame loop, which sends us into this, like, I'm not enough, I'm not worthy, more evidence to prove that.
Like this negative snowball.
And so then you stay in that cycle and you begin to feel powerless, right? You begin to feel like you can't control yourself, you can't control anything. And in that place, we can't make behavior changes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. People that make behavior changes is because they feel empowered and they feel capable.
Right. Yeah. Well, sure. That totally makes sense. Yeah. If you're constantly in this like negative loop, right? And this like that feeling of unworthy, and it's a little bit tricky because around should and shame, we create that ourselves, right? Like well, I mean, I guess it's different if I said, "Oh, Kim, you should have done, something else," but you will, oftentimes people will internalize that. But if we don't slow down and say, "Okay," instead of like shitting all over ourselves and being like, "Okay, yeah, appreciate that I made the best decision with the information I had at that time." Right. And giving ourselves a little bit of a grace and like permission. And it's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to, not make the right decision or make a decision that could have been different. Yeah. But having a little bit more compassion for ourselves will give us that option where it doesn't sort of take this negative shame loop, I think. Yeah.
And so what I teach my clients is, instead of should, we replace that with prefer. I would have preferred this to gone differently. Yes. I would have preferred to have made a different decision.
Right.
It puts us back into a place of being empowered.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. And it also has a compassionate take to it. Like, I would have preferred I'd have known that, so I'd have made a different decision. There's compassion in that, and there's not judgment. Should has judgment, which equals shame.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
If I was to get on, like, if you were to tell me, like, your example, like, Cam, I wish you should have done this differently, my body automatically feels judgment and defensiveness, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody likes to feel shame.
Right.
But if you're like, I would have preferred if you done this differently, there's so much compassion with that word that I'm willing to listen and willing to behavior change.
Right. Right. Yeah, I totally understand that. Because you want to shut down.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, yeah. But I think it's also important. So not just in the receiving, but to like slow down and be like, before I would say, Kim, like maybe I wish you would have done something, or no, I think that's the same thing.
I would have preferred.
I would have preferred, if you would have done something differently.
Yeah.
Right. Still kind of keeps things level instead of being more like pointing a finger, more shaming, and negative.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what I have for you guys. So should just exit out. I prefer. Because shame will never get the results that you want in your life. Yeah. You will not shame yourself to losing weight.
No.
You will not shame yourself to making a lot of money. You will not shame yourself into a relationship. Anything you want on the other side of wanting, whatever that goal or want is, should will never be the path to get there.
Yeah. I mean, it's coming from that place of compassion and empowerment, is what's going to get you to achieve your goals.
Yep.
Yeah. More sustainable.
It is.
Yeah.
More enjoyable.
Yes, very much so.
All right, that's what we got for you guys. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right, you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you later.